Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start this show off the same way we start every show off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cotton, me loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right, and we're back. I'm excited about today's guest because for the most part, complete stranger, and I like meeting new people. So as you guys know at home, I don't introduce my guests because they can do a better job at that than myself. So on that note, can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Yep, my name's Shannon Bretecher, and I'm here because my husband and I opened a cosmetic tattooing business, and it's called Inked Kosmetics.
Okay. Tattooing and cosmetics. Like, I know nothing about either one of those two industries. Is that common for them to be together?
So some tattoo artists don't like that permanent makeup is kind of lumped into the tattoo industry.
Right.
But essentially it is a tattooing process. And so the cosmetic piece is where you're looking at eyebrows, lip blushing, eyeliner, even some people get freckles done. So it's a little bit different than the tattoo process.
Okay.
Because there's the idea that it's semi-permanent.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's always going to fade. So you have to understand that.
I have so many questions about this because I know nothing about this. Mm-hmm. People are like, I've heard and I've seen, I guess, over the years about people who like shave their eyebrows and like have them tattooed in.
Yep.
First off, that to me is tattooing, right?
Yes,
like,
it is a tattooing process.
It is a tattooing process. People are doing their lips too? Explain, like, everything you said, I knew about the eyebrows. I definitely didn't know about the lips. Freckles, poof. Like, please explain to me.
I'll throw another one at you soon too.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you do? Like, your actual lips?
Yeah, so I'm not certified yet for lip blushing, but that's kind of next on my list.
Yeah.
And so lip blushing, so somebody who wears lipstick regularly or lip gloss regularly because they just like the color, they can get that tattooed on essentially.
Okay.
And so then they always have that lip color that they like.
Right.
Some people have kind of two-tone lip colors, so they like to get that kind of corrected.
Okay.
And then some people just have like a lack of kind of lip border compared to their skin. And so they can get that more defined.
Wow. Neat. Okay. What about freckles? Are people like, I've never heard about, people are coming and getting freckles?
Yep. You can get freckles done too. So anybody who really likes the look of freckles, they can get them done.
Really? Neat.
You can get anything tattooed. People get tattoos like inside their lips.
Yeah.
Like, people get the whites of their eyes tattooed. Like people.
So you knew about like this? None of this like.
No, this is all standard.
Wow, I didn't know any of this. Yeah. How did you get into this?
I'll try to condense that story. So I've always been into like makeup and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm just not a very high maintenance person. Like I don't wear makeup every day. I think it's great, and women who do it, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So then when the industry started kind of coming about where it's like people were getting stuff tattooed, I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. However, when it first started, again, differences between tattoo and permanent makeup is tattooing uses an ink which has like a much larger molecule than what we use. It's a pigment and the molecule's smaller. Okay. So it doesn't get implanted in the skin as deep or as permanent.
Right.
So I found like eyebrows were looking kind of like that Sharpie drawn on eyebrows when people were getting them tattooed.
Right.
So then the industry kind of developed and then went more towards this permanent makeup style. And it's just kind of blew my mind where it was like, this is awesome. So people think like, you know, you get your lashes done, you get your brows done, whatever else, it makes you high maintenance. But this actually takes out the maintenance.
Yeah.
Right? So you can wake up in the morning, brows are done, lips are done, and you go about your day. So
Yeah.
I just thought that was super interesting.
Okay.
I think you might convince Elliot to get a tattoo.
Yeah, I don't have any. I have one, but you're not going to convince me. But
I don't know. You look pretty.
I'm blown away that this is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't gonna get those eyebrows filled in?
Oh yeah, these caterpillars.
Yeah, you're good on the eyebrows.
I'm good. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so were you a tattoo artist before?
No.
Or you just heard about this? You're like, this sounds cool. I see like this is good and convenient. I'm going to look into it.
Yeah, I just thought it was, again, very interesting industry, something
Right.
that I was always interested in.
Yeah.
But I was a special care educator previously.
Okay.
And then when I had my daughter, she was actually born with special needs.
Okay.
And so I took a lot of time off work. And when I was ready to go back to work, it was always like, how am I going to go back to work and juggle
Right.
being a special needs mom? Because
Right.
her needs are pretty significant.
Yeah.
And so I kind of started hemming and hawing more about the idea of like, well, what if I actually got into this? Because
Yeah.
then I could be in charge of my own hours, a lot more flexibility.
That's right. That's
work
right.
as much and as little as I kind of needed.
Right.
So brought the idea to my husband, and he thought it was a great idea.
Okay.
And then he actually went for his own procedure, which is scalp micropigmentation. So
You gotta. What's that?
this was the other one I was throwing at you.
Yeah.
So it's men who, or I shouldn't say men, anybody who's experiencing hair loss, balding, hair thinning,
Yeah.
they can get hair follicles tattooed on their head.
Okay.
So
What? What is that? What do you mean? Like, explain that to me. Like,
Your head, you know how it is now?
yeah.
You get that tattooed.
Yeah, but like, okay, so if you're gonna do it, then like you'd have to keep your hair like tight like mine. Like you're not growing out your hair then.
no, you don't grow out your hair. So if
Okay.
you're already, so in a lot of cases, men who
Yeah.
are experiencing balding or
Yeah.
like a receding hairline, they're gonna keep it short anyways, right?
Right.
So
right.
if you're keeping it short, but you still don't like that, there's a
Right.
receding hairline
Yeah,
or
yeah.
lack of, then you can get this procedure done and it reconstructs your hairline.
Yeah, and you can get like the whole head done if you really
yeah.
want to.
Yep.
What? That's cool. Okay, so wait a second. So you get this done. Like, is it same with like the tattoo, the traditional tattoo needle that you see? Somebody's going on your head with the same. So it's gonna feel the same as getting a tattoo. Just like you said, the ink is different.
It's a different molecule, yeah. And
Interesting.
yeah, the needles or cartridges that are used are slightly different as well. They're usually a smaller
Okay.
one, but yeah, it's
Okay.
still done with a tattoo gun, and it really looks amazing. Like, you have to see results of scalp
right.
micropigmentation.
Yeah.
Because you hear about people getting hair transplants.
Yeah.
And that stuff leaves scarring. And so as your hair continues to thin or you lose it,
Yeah.
you are then left with visible scars as well.
Okay.
So this really is like a less invasive procedure, and it looks awesome.
Wow.
So
Didn't know.
yeah, my husband's the one who does the SMP.
Okay.
Elliot's just having like a whole week of mind-blowing information, isn't he?
Yeah, I really am. This is super interesting. Okay. I have so many questions. I don't know what to ask next. All right. So you guys are doing this cosmetic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is there traditional tattooing that you guys do as well? Or is
No.
this is it? This
Yeah,
is
it's just the cosmetic stuff. So my husband
Okay.
had the procedure done.
Yeah.
And it really just changed his life. Like, for him, it was his confidence just
That's right.
completely changed, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't feel like he's bald anymore.
That's right.
and
That's right.
unless you know and you're looking for it, you can't even tell.
Yeah.
It just looks like he keeps his hair extremely short.
Okay. Neat. Okay, now in regards to tattoos, traditional, do you guys have tattoos?
Yeah, we both do.
Okay, so you were getting them before or after you started doing this?
Oh, we've had them a long time before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And so if you went to a traditional tattoo artist, this is a separate service. Like, this is not something that like if you watch Miami Ink, for example, like
Yeah.
they don't have somebody that's doing that in their shop.
No, not typically. You do need training. Like
That's right.
It is different.
yeah,
in
completely.
terms of even so for me, eyebrows. Like
Yeah.
you need to know how to map out the eyebrows properly.
Yeah.
You need to know what kind of color to use based on skin type.
Yeah.
All those factors.
I would say it's more specific than a normal tattoo because like you're dealing with like body parts that people or things that people have on their bodies that you don't want to be messing that up.
Yeah.
You're controlling somebody's whole facial reaction.
That's right. It's a
Yeah.
real deal.
You can determine how they like are viewed by people.
That's
basically.
right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
A tattoo you can like cover it up or do whatever, but what you guys do is like the stakes are higher.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been doing this for now?
We just opened up shop in September.
September of
Of
this
last-
year. Okay.
last year, yeah.
Oh, great. And so, how are things going? How people are finding you? How's that going?
Good. So we're located in Razor's Edge's new studio, the hair salon, and
Okay.
so they're in Thickwood, and our studio is located in there.
Right. That's
And
good.
yeah,
Makes
it's-
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like their new location is awesome. I don't know if either of you have been there, but
I have
it's
not.
it's super community oriented. Like you walk in, there's a little section for local vendors to sell their stuff.
Okay.
And then you've got us in there. There's a lady, Luna Lash Bar, who does lash tinting, and she
Okay.
does brow tinting.
Okay. Keep going. You're just giving me
Yeah.
more questions. Okay.
And then you've obviously have the hair salon, and then there's a lady in there who does nails. So there's this whole kind of support Fort McMurray,
Yeah.
small businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know it's not your business, but
Yep.
I need to ask a question about it because you said it. I've heard about fake eyelashes and like you can get like magnets and stuff with like, but what is tinted? What is lash tinting? What does that mean?
I can't speak to it
Yeah.
like fully, but so it's your natural lashes.
Okay.
And you can get them, I guess, kind of like it's a dye that goes on to
Okay.
darken them and kind of enhance them, and then they can get shaped so that they kind of fan out more.
Oh. Things I have no knowledge about. Like, wow.
Should we do a makeover, Elliot?
Yeah,
A
you can make me
makeover
overdo
episode?
my eyelashes.
Or
Yeah.
you can do like a makeover episode of me. I just don't think it would get as much view.
Yeah, nobody would see it. Yeah,
It would be like
it would be behind the
before and
scenes.
after would be like
Yeah.
just the exact same.
This is so cool. I have to say, you're one of my most interesting guests so far. Like, my mind is being blown here. So this is really neat. So with the procedures that you're learning to do, is this something that you go to like a post-secondary for, or is it something that has its own type of institute that teaches you how to do it? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so there's different institutes or other businesses that do teachings and
Okay.
mentorships and stuff. So I actually took my training down in Okotoks,
Okay.
and there's two amazing ladies there who have been in the industry for I want to say 7 years or more even.
Right.
And so they started offering courses and kind of extending their knowledge from the courses that they took into
Right.
this one condensed academy, essentially.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I took my brow course from them.
Okay. And so when you're taking these courses, I've never even talked to a tattoo artist. So for me, like, I don't even know how you get started. Like, you're obviously not like guinea pigging somebody's face to learn for the first time. Like, what do you practice on? How do you train on this?
Yeah, so like I kind of mentioned, mapping is such a big process. So at first, when you're learning how to map, you're using the same tools that you would
That's right.
to map, but you're doing it on a piece of paper with eyebrows. So then you're
Okay.
just scaling out the different like points of the eyebrow and whatnot on like a fake face. And then
Right.
essentially when you're learning how to use the tools, we have these kind of rubbery skins,
Okay.
and has like eyebrows printed on them, and then you can just go over, and so you're learning how to do the shading, you're learning how to do microblading,
Right.
and then by the end of like your kind of initial learning how to handle the tools and manage, we are doing live models.
Wow. Okay. I know Tanner has his questions ready for the Max City Minute. I know I might be going over, but I got to keep going because you just said something else. So you got these live models that are coming in. They know you're, as my kid would say, a noob.
Yep.
Do they get like a discount? Is it for free? Like they're rolling their dice with their face. So like, why?
Yeah, so it's free.
Okay.
And so I guess that's the appeal for somebody.
Right.
They know that they're coming to a reputable
Yeah.
studio.
That's right. And you have like your teacher. It's monitored.
Exactly. They're
yeah.
there. They
Yeah.
jump in if they need to.
Right.
They're there to kind of coach and guide you. So for them, they get free eyebrows done,
Yeah.
which is probably a procedure they've considered for a while.
Right.
And essentially, like, the price range in getting eyebrows done can be quite expensive.
Right.
Depending on the artist, right?
Right.
So for them, it's like, oh, free eyebrows. Like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And they guinea pig their faces for it. So.
Wow. And like, once again, just not the world I live in. I know nothing about this. Obviously, if there's schools that are teaching it, you have a business doing this. There's a decent amount of people that are getting this stuff done.
Oh yeah, it's always growing too. So
Yeah.
again,
Well, not really. It's a tattoo.
Yeah. Hopefully it grows more. Hopefully like more people see this and like hear about it.
yeah. So the other one thing that the industry is now getting into is scar camouflage.
Oh, sorry, Tanner. We're really pushing your segment. What is scar camouflage?
So anybody who has any scarring can get that tattooed over, but again,
Right.
and it really like fades the look of scars.
Wow. I'm learning so much today. Okay, Tanner, you're up. Tanner has a segment called the Max City Minute. He's going to ask you some questions. I don't know what they are. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Tanner, hit her with the Max City Minute.
This one's brought to you in part by Elliot's Rabbit Hole of Questions.
Yeah.
Question number 1. What is the most interesting tattoo request you've received?
Probably freckles.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet, and somebody just approached me to ask if either myself or my husband would be willing to do freckles, and so we kind of hemmed and hawed about it, but we didn't make a final decision yet, so that would be the one.
Question number 2. What is your favorite part of working with people through the process of your job?
I just love hearing people's stories. I mean, so it's a long process. People are usually with me for about 2 hours. And so in that time, I mean, you're chatting, you're getting to know somebody. So I've met some really interesting people, just their backgrounds, their jobs. So I just enjoy interacting with people.
Question number 3. What is your favorite part about running your own business in such a unique industry?
Definitely just the flexibility. Again, I need it being a special needs mom. So being in charge of my time, my hours, my availability, like that just, it's perfect.
Question number 4. What is something people would be surprised that your business can do?
I'd say probably the scalp micropigmentation. Not a lot of people have heard about that yet. And again, it's just the results are amazing, and it really does a lot for people who are experiencing hair loss or thinning.
And your final question. What is your favorite part of running your own business within Fort McMurray?
Specifically to Fort McMurray, we just love the area. So I'm originally from Montreal. My husband's from Winnipeg, and he's been here for, I want to say 10 years now, and I'm going to be here for 8. And Fort McMurray's just home. We have our kids here, life is here, and it just feels like home. So we're really proud to be part of the community and just always involved in something. So
There you go.
Those have been your 5 questions.
Well, listen, I have so many more questions to ask, but I already got the signal like I only got 1 minute left.
yep.
And with that 1 minute, it's not my minute, it's your minute. Before everybody leaves, they get a shameless shout out or plug. So you got the cameras on you, the lights on you, so have fun with it.
Just want to say, if you're down like near Razor's Edge, pop in, say hi to us. again, scalp micropigmentation is such an interesting one for anybody experiencing hair loss. So even for women, because they go through it with like pregnancy hormones and stuff like that, you can really consider it, and it's life-changing. Like, I love that process. It's one that's so fascinating to me. So yeah.
Sorry for everybody at home. I'm going to ask way more questions about that when these cameras go off, about everything. Like, so please, 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 and I tell every guest this, and I do mean it, come back again. Obviously, I got way more questions to ask. We'd love to hear more from you. We didn't even get to find out about like where you're from, when you came here. There's so much more to ask. So please come back again. Sweet. All right. Well, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It really does mean the world to me. Hopefully you're having a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
I said this. That's another Mac City Morning Show done.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.